Hello, and welcome to Sideshow's First Look. Today, we'll be taking a look at the Iron Man Mark 85 Battle Damaged version Special Edition from Avengers Endgame by Hot Toys. Now let's take a look at this packaging. Of course, right up top here, we've got Iron Man, the Mark 85 Battle Damaged version that you can see there, as shown in Avengers Endgame. And speaking of Avengers Endgame, we've got Tony Stark in that iconic jaw-dropping moment with the Nano Gauntlet. Got the name of the figure, the Avengers Endgame logo there. Now carrying over onto the side, we've got the name of the figure, the Iron Man Mark 85 Battle Damaged version. You've got two logos on the top and on the bottom. This is the Mark 85 Arc Reactor logo, and on the bottom, the Avengers logo. Now this really cool, sleek gold and hot rod red carries over into the back here with different iterations actually printed on of different Iron Man suits. Now that same color carries over everywhere except here. This is the foam shell that the 6-scale figure actually lives inside, which slips out of the graphic arts box just like so. Let's take a look at the foam black case that it comes in. Of course, engraved in it, we've got the Mark 85 Battle Damaged version inscribed right up top. Now once we remove the top of this, you get to see the figure for the very first time. That is the Mark 85 Battle Damaged version. Of course, you see the 6-scale figure in all its glory, and we'll get to the accessories in just a moment, but just so you can see, we've got the articulated right and left hands here, the static right and left hands here. We've got 3 different options for a Nano Gauntlet hand. This one here is posable and can articulate. This one here is in snap formation, and this one here is in a different static formation. And of course, that incredible Tony Stark head sculpt. Now that we've shown the main tray, let's take a look at the secondary tray. With the clamshell removed from the top of the secondary tray, we can take a closer look at everything inside. Now, of course, coming exclusively with the special edition is the Nano Shield that you can see right there, 2 Nano Claw Blasters right there, an Energy Sword, base, and dynamic stand. Once you remove the Energy Sword, underneath you've got batteries and a toolkit. With everything out of the tray, let's take a look at what's inside. Of course, up front and center is the 6-scale figure itself, the newly developed head sculpt that looks just like Robert Downey Jr. with its own battle damage. Now exclusively with the special edition is that hollow shield. We've got a base, dynamic flight stand, Energy Sword, 2 identical claw blasters. We've got a set here of left hands up front. This one right here, the fingers do articulate, and this one is a static battle pose hand. Same thing on the right hands here. Now we've got a set of 3 Nano Gauntlet hands. First, this whole right arm does switch out on the figure here, and all of the battle damaged hands on the Nano Gauntlet you'll see do fit onto this right arm here, which is further battle damaged. Now I think it's time to take a look at the incredible costuming and armor on this Iron Man 6-scale. You can see the beginning of the battle damage. It really takes center stage here on the shoulders on each side. You've got a big laceration right there on the chest piece. Now you can see little bits of battle damage on the helmet there, which is a really great touch. Moving down just below the Arc Reactor, we've got a huge chunk of that nano suit that Tony has missing. And it carries over right there. You can see some more on the bicep, and a bigger laceration right there actually through the bicep. That looks awesome, I didn't notice that. Some further battle damage right there on the right arm going down to the right fist. Now, we do have a separate set of battle damage on the left arm. You got a little bit more battle damage on the bicep of the left arm, but it's different. Much different here. And this actually has a really great texture to it. It's not printed on that, you can actually feel the texture and the battle damage, almost like you can feel the nanotech. Right here at the hip, you can see a little bit of battle damage there. Again, that gold hot rod red carries throughout the entire piece, and almost this, again, this battle, this damaged gold we see, again, is in the entire 6-scale more battle damage. You can see all the damage in the armor there on the knee. And again, a great touch that it's not the same on each. You can see it there. Now looking at the shins, you can see some slight weathering right there, and a bit more right here on the left foot. But one of my favorite details, and oh, actually, there's some more weathering right there, but is the mud that is caked up and on the armor here. Now again, it's very similar to the base. That's actually hiding right over there. But it's a great storytelling device because it works really well with that dynamic base and that mud that we've seen at the end of Endgame. And of course, the tread on these pieces, it looks very cybernetic on the bottom, closer to the toe there. In the middle of the foot, it looks like some sort of flight thruster. Another great addition on this piece. Let's take a look at some of the articulation on the head sculpt of this piece. What's interesting about this is there are actually two ball joints in this. One connecting it from the body to this neck piece here that you can see, and then connecting it from the neck piece to the actual head, allowing for a great range of motion on this figure to really add a dynamic sense of, flight possibility or fight possibility. You can see could probably go 360 if you really wanted it to. Now looking down, that's him looking all the way down and all the way up. If you want to do a really great flight pose, mid-flight, you would use that. Really great articulation on the head there. Moving on to arm articulation. Pretty great and standard for Hot Toys Iron Man pieces, 90 degrees. Armor piece pops right back in, just like so. Now, what is interesting is this arm, as far as posability goes, 360-degree range of motion. Show you again, 360-degree range of motion there. Double jointed elbow, you can see there how close it gets to the bicep to allow for maximum posability. That armor piece goes up. Now when it comes to the wrist, it is a bit of a non-traditional wrist peg, but it's traditional if you've had an Iron Man piece. It does have a 360-degree range of motion. You can, turn it. It can move all the way around and does have a bit of flex to it right here. Showing off some shoulder articulation real quick, there is a butterfly joint right in there, allowing for more flexibility, pops out, allowing for more movement, and then very simply pops right back in, just like so. All right, moving on to chest and abdomen articulation. You can see that if you have him and you pop it out just like so, it'll give you a little bit more room here, and that is to allow more dynamic articulation. It'll allow you to move Iron Man side to side more, and when dealing with front and back, it'll allow you to move him backwards like so, and forward as well. And you'll hear some clicks. That's natural to allow the piece to lock into place. Now when you're ready to put it back, if you're doing more of a dynamic pose, pop it back and it'll work and be flush just like how you had it. Now moving on to thigh articulation, the piece does move like this, and you can see it's got these flaps here that allow for more dynamic posing. You can see the leg moving like so, and like so as well. All right, and if you wanted to see how far back that leg goes, slightly move it in and move it out like that, and that's how far back that leg can kick out. All right, now moving over to knee articulation, you can see it will go just a little over 90 degrees. That is double jointed. All right, let's show off some of that foot articulation. Now, there are multiple pieces right here, back here, and on the toe that do articulate to allow the foot to move. So that will pop out like that. That pops out that way to allow the foot to go up and down about that much. Now the toe does articulate as well. Now, there are a couple of points of articulation on the back of the armor. You can see the air flaps here. These do articulate just slightly, just like so, on both sides if you wanted to have a more realistic pose. Now, on the back of the armor here as well, this arm will pop out to allow for more articulation on the arm, as you can see here. And then when you're done, right back in. And again, that will be the same on both sides. And now we're going to take a look at the newly developed battle damage Tony Stark head sculpt that comes with the Mark 85. You can see the weathering and battle damage from Avengers Endgame perfectly recreated on this figure. Look at the side profile on this head sculpt. You can see the sculpted hair there as well. The detail carries over into the back of the Tony Stark head sculpt as well. All right, we've gone and switched out the head sculpt. We're going to show you what it looks like in some of the articulation. That's it on the armor, side profile from the other side, and of course you can see how that battle damage and that weathering lines up and looks so good with the battle damage on the armor. Now, as far as articulation of the head goes, you can see it there. You can see how far it moves there, and down, and now up. And again, it is ball jointed, so you do have a pretty great range of motion on this piece. All right, we have gone and put on one of the 3 swap out Nano Gauntlet hands on the battle damage version. You can see this is the one that does articulate. You can see the battle damage carries over from the arm there. The lacerations go all the way up, which it almost looks like they root at the Infinity Stones there. You can see the articulation on these as well. They look incredible. Now, this piece does have 16 light up functions. I'm going to show you where they are. So for the head sculpt, this comes right off there. Switch it on just like so. Now for the rest of them, we've got to go right back here. For the main Arc Reactor, this turns on here. For the Nano Gauntlet arm, turns on there. Same thing for the other arm, turns on right there. Now for the leg pieces, they switch on there and there. And you can see now all of the various light up pieces on the battle damaged Mark 85. Now, the chest plate does actually remove to reveal the mechanical design underneath on the battle damaged Mark 85 to showcase some more detail on this incredible Iron Man figure. All right, now let's take a look at the accessories that come with the Iron Man Mark 85 Battle Damage version Special Edition. That's right, the Special Edition comes exclusively with this awesome hollow shield that we see in Avengers Endgame. Just in case when you get it, this is the top, this is the bottom, and now you can see on the back Iron Man's fist. When you've got the fist on, like we've got it there, keys in right there to the hollow shield, and it holds up wonderfully. That's the hollow shield that comes exclusively with the Special Edition of the battle damaged Iron Man Mark 85. All right, now we've got the Energy Blade, another incredible accessory on the Mark 85. You can see the sword likeliness of the Energy Blade here, that two-tone red that is the same color as the Iron Man armor. And it's got a really great translucence. You can actually see my finger through the Energy Blade there. It's such a really rad addition to an incredible piece. All right, now we're going to take a look at the claw blasters that come with the Endgame Mark 85, the Battle Damage Special Edition. Now I'm going to put one down because they are identical. They do go to different hands, but read the instructions carefully. Now, right up top, these don't have a light up function themselves, but the light that comes through on the hand for some of the other pieces will shine through beautifully through the center of the claw blaster there. I mean, look at the teeth on it. It's incredible with that, same likeliness that you come to know and love from Iron Man. The color scheme, that gold, that hot rod red, and then those inlays of silver there. They look so good. This is what it looks like from the top. Here's the other side of it. And this is where it would key in to one of the hands there. Again, they are identical, but they go to specific hands, so please read the instructions carefully. All right, now we're taking a look at the Nano Gauntlet hand that comes with the Mark 85. Now, this is just one of 3 hands that comes with the Nano Gauntlet switch out arm. We say one of 3 because they all serve different functions. This is the hand right before he's about to snap, and he's showing Thanos that he has all of the Infinity Stones. Now look at the lacerations that carry through just this incredible arm and hand sculpt. I mean, you can see very clearly all the battle damage here. You can see all of the stones definitively. It is such a great piece. And again, just one of 3 hands that comes with this battle damage Nano Gauntlet. All right, we have gone and switched out the hand sculpt that comes with the battle damaged right arm. You can see the lacerations on each hand sculpt do carry over. Again, there are 3 different hands. We've gone and put on another one. This is the hand where the fingers do articulate. You can see them articulating there. Again, no detail lost in the palm, where you can see the repulsor cannon and any of the coloration there, but look at the battle damage that carries over expertly on the articulated hand of the Nano Gauntlet. All right, we have now swapped the hand sculpt yet again. You can see now all of the coloration and battle damage. Lacerations have stayed the same, but the key difference here is the sculpt on this hand. This is the snap hand that Tony uses at that very pivotal moment in Avengers Endgame. This is a static pose that we've got here in that snap pose. And you can see there how great that looks. This is another set of hands that comes with the Mark 85. These are the battle hands with the light up repulsor. Now again, it will light up through the arm and it will carry through here on each. They are identical. You can see, of course, you've got the right and the left hand. Now these fingers do not articulate. These are static. Now in front of us, we have got the articulated battle hands. These fingers will actually move. They are identical. So I'm gonna put one down like I did earlier and show you guys the full range of articulation on these. Check it out. Look how far down these can articulate, almost into an awesome fist there. And you can sort of do what you will with the articulation on the fingers. And again, that battle damage carries over the same as the static battle hands as well, and all of the other hands that come with it. We've now got the base for the Mark 85. This is a rock-themed base, very similar to the 3rd act of Avengers Endgame. Maybe the ruins of Avengers Campus. You can see there, that is where your dynamic flight stand will key in, so you can put Iron Man in all sorts of incredible poses. You can see that, that rocky earth texture carries out through the bottom of the base and all throughout the top as well. And Iron Man will sit nice on top of this awesome base. This has been the Iron Man Mark 85 Battle Damage Version Special Edition from Avengers Endgame by Hot Toys. For more information about this figure, follow the link below. And be sure to watch Unsealed and Revealed, where we'll take a more in-depth look at this figure and showcase some of its different pose options. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to let your geek side show.